Victoria Winters has returned to the great house at Collinwood, back from her strange and frightening adventure in the past. Now she and all those around her are haunted by the terrible events she witnessed in the year 1795. Events which may change the course of history and forever alter the destinies of all those who live in Collinwood. Even now, there is one who has fallen under the spell of an evil force from the past, and who will soon be its prisoner.
Miss Winters, what are you doing here?
I heard voices.
You were eavesdropping, weren't you?
No, I wasn't.
Don't lie to me, girl. Go to your quarters and stay there. I'll deal with you when I return from Collinsport.
You're going to Collinsport now?
Yes. I'm not satisfied with this frame. It looks cheap and commonplace, unworthy of the painting itself. I will find something more suitable.
But you can't. All the shops are closed. Roger, it's after midnight.
Roger? What are you saying? Who the devil is Roger?
You are.
Miss Winters, when I brought you on here, I told you that there would be no such nonsense about names. You know perfectly well that I am Joshua Collins. Mr. Collins to you.
Somehow the painting is doing this to you.
What are you jabbering about?
You must stay away from it, Roger.
And stop calling me Roger.
But you are Roger, don't you see? She's doing something to make you think you're Joshua.
She?
Angelique.
I haven't the foggiest idea of what you're talking about.
Listen to me, you must stay away from it.
Must stay away from it? Are you giving me orders?
No, I'm just trying to tell you something for your own safety.
You do not tell me anything. I am the master of this house. You're merely a servant.
What can I do to make you see what's happening?
Well, I can't be bothered with your insubordination. At the moment, I have more important things to do.
No, I won't let you.
What do you mean you won't let me?
Don't you understand? You're under some kind of a spell. You don't know what you're doing.
Miss Winters, get out of the way of this door.
Not until you put that painting back.
You really have taken leave of your senses.
If you leave here with that painting, something terrible will happen to you.
How dare you threaten me?
I'm not threatening you. But there's something evil about that painting. It's got you under its control.
I will not listen to any more of this. Now, either you get out of this door or I will use force.
Somehow I've got to make you realize. Roger, do you know what this is? This is proof that you're in the 20th century, not the 18th century. It's proof that you're not Joshua Collins. You're Roger Collins. Roger, can you hear me?
Is it for me, Vicky?
What?
The phone.
God, you're all right again.
All right, what are you talking about?
Something terrible happened. You were trying to convince me that you were Joshua Collins.
Joshua Collins? Well, that's absurd.
You don't remember?
Well, of course I don't. I wasn't even aware that you had come in the room. Yeah. I was admiring this painting. Oh, now that's strange.
What is?
I don't remember taking it down from the easel.
I'm going to take that painting back to the antique dealer and let him sell it to Professor Stokes.
You're going to what?
Roger, it's an evil thing.
Evil? Vicky, how can you say that? That painting is a beautiful work of art.
No, it isn't. Angelique Collins was a witch. She almost destroyed the family before. And now she's trying to do it again. This painting can't be in the house. I was responsible for bringing it here, and I am going to dispose of it.
I tell you what, why don't you sleep on it? Tomorrow you might feel differently.
I know I won't.
Well, you sleep on it anyway. You're looking very tired. Good night.
What are you going to do?
Oh, I think I'll go in the study and have a nightcap, and then I'll go to bed.
Good night.
Good night.
Roger! Roger! Roger, come back! Jeff,
Vicky, I have to talk to you right away.
come in.
I'm sorry it's so early.
What time is it?
It's a little after 8. You look exhausted. Haven't you had any sleep?
Very little. Let's go in the living room. Sit down.
No thanks.
What's the matter?
I have a question to ask you, Vicky. A very personal question.
What is it?
It's about Barnabas Collins.
Barnabas.
Are you in love with him?
Why do you ask that?
Are you?
No.
But you are planning to marry him.
Who told you that?
Look, just tell me if I'm out of line. I know I haven't known you for a very long time.
Jeff, I told you the other night that we know each other a lot more than you think. You don't have to apologize for asking me any questions.
Then you are planning to marry him.
It's one of the reasons that I couldn't sleep well. You see, before the accident, Barnabas and I were going away together. We were going to be married.
And you're still going through with him?
No. I don't see how I can go through with it. But I don't know how to tell him. The last thing I want to do is hurt him.
Well, I don't see how you can avoid that.
Neither do I. I suppose I should go to the hospital today.
No. Wait until he gets out of the hospital.
Why?
I just think you should.
Well, you must have a reason for saying that. What is it?
Vicky, listen, this may sound strange, but in some ways that hospital isn't safe for you or Barnabas.
Isn't safe? I don't understand.
There's a reason why I can't answer your questions. You must believe that.
But you won't even tell me what you do for a living. Now, I find that very strange.
I work for Dr. Lang.
Dr. Lang? Why couldn't you tell me that?
Vicky, you once... Actually, you've been saying all along that I remind you of someone named Peter Bradford.
Yes.
Did you trust him?
Yes.
Well, that's all I'm asking you to do for me. Now, when the time comes, I'll tell you everything I can about me, but for now, you have to trust me. Now, if you have to go to the hospital and see Barnabas, just do it as quick as you can. Be as brief as possible and come straight back here.
And that's all you're going to tell me?
That's all I can tell you. Now.
Who is it?
Barnabas, may I come in?
Vicky. What a pleasant surprise.
How are you feeling?
Splendid. Dr. Lang told me that I could leave the hospital today.
I know.
And what a lovely day it is. How beautiful you look in the daylight. I feel as if I'm about to begin a whole new life. When we get back to Collinwood, you and I have a lot of talking to do.
Barnabas, I'd like to do some of that talking now. I don't think it's fair to keep you waiting any longer.
You seem troubled, Vicky. What is it?
I'm not sure I know how to begin.
Does it have something to do with me?
Yes. You and the past.
The past?
You see, I know that I was in the past. I have proof that I was in the year 1795.
What kind of proof?
Last night, Julia Hoffman and I went to the mausoleum, and I found the secret room. It really exists. I didn't just dream it.
I see. I would like you to tell me whatever you know about the secret room.
Once I was in that room, I started to remember all the terrible things that happened during that time.
What things?
All the suffering, was caused by one person.
And who is that?
Angelique Collins. She used her witchcraft to turn people against each other, to torture them, to kill them, just to get what she wanted.
And what was it she wanted?
First Barnabas Collins. She almost destroyed the entire family before she got him to marry her.
But the history books make no mention of Barnabas being married to someone named Angelique.
I know. There's a great deal that the history books don't mention, but it all happened.
What else do you remember?
Details have lost their importance, but until last night, there was something else that troubled me.
What was that?
I kept trying to think if there was a reason for everything that happened to me during that seance.
I don't know what you mean.
I think that I went back for two reasons. To save one person and to meet another.
You'll have to explain that.
Well, if I hadn't been in the right place at the right time, Daniel Collins would have been killed. There would have been no one left to carry on the Collins family name, and the Collins family of today would have ceased to exist.
You say you went back for two reasons.
The other one you know, it's Peter Bradford.
But Peter Bradford belongs to the past. He didn't come back with you.
I have reason to believe that he did and that he's here now.
Oh, I know you thought that the young man you saw on the road looked like Peter Bradford.
Barnabas, I've seen that young man several times. And although he says his name is Jeff Clark, I'm sure he is Peter Bradford.
That's impossible.
Barnabas, it was possible for me to come back into the present. Why not Peter Bradford, too?
Because your time is now, Vicky. You had to come back because you belong in the present. Peter Bradford is part of the past, and that is where he has stayed.
I'm not sure. And until I am sure, I can make no plans for my future.
What do you mean?
I know that when we were going away together, we were planning to be married. Barnabas, I don't know why my feelings have changed so much all of a sudden. But I can't go through with those plans. I can't marry you, Barnabas. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry to have kept you waiting so long, but my last patient is gone, and now we can talk.
I'm afraid it may be too late to talk, Doctor.
Well, what's happened to you since I left you at the hospital? You seemed in such good spirits then, Barnabas.
Victoria Winters called on me. She had decided not to marry me.
I see. I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm not as sorry as I was. I've come to tell you, Doctor, that there will be no longer any necessity for you to continue your treatments of me.
But why?
Well, before today, the thought of a new life was exciting because I planned to spend it with her. But if she will not marry me, then I think there's no longer any reason for you to experiment with me.
Barnabas, I can well understand you're being upset, but I do think you're making a very grave mistake. After all, you don't yet know what I have in store for you.
I told you, Doctor, I no longer care. But
Barnabas, wait, you can't walk out on me now.
I'm sorry.
I saved your life after that accident.
You changed my life, Doctor. You didn't save it. I would have lived, and you know it.
You would have died if I had exposed you to the light before that transfusion. Now, for that, at least give me another moment of your time.
Very well.
Now, did Miss Winters say why she had changed her mind?
Yes, she did. Why do you ask that?
Is there by any chance anyone else? Yes. Would his name by any chance be Jeff Clark?
How did you know that?
He works for me.
You?
Yes. He insisted on seeing her, and I warned him to stay away from her.
But he ignored your warning.
Barnabas, if I could do something to make Miss Winters cooperate, change her mind, would you then be willing to cooperate with me?
Well, what would you do?
Never mind, just leave it to me. I know how to handle it.
I don't want you to talk to her.
That won't be necessary, believe me. Oh, this is Mr. Jeff Clark, my assistant. Jeff, this is Mr. Barnabas Collins.
How do you do?
What do you do?
Now that I don't want you to worry about another thing, I will be able to help you, believe me, and I will be in touch with you very soon. Good night, Mr. Collins. Good, you've got it. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Oh, Jeff. Don't be so squeamish. Come have a look at it. It's a perfect specimen.